What's up, party people? This is Tarkus Jude Mossberg here from Facebook. I'm also on Jude's Junk page and comic book shop on Facebook, YouTube channel, now website, Jude's Junk. So we're in World War III. Israel, US, and Iran so far are bombing each other. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? Russia and the Americans already pulled everybody out of the embassy yesterday. So we pulled all of our people out of Israel, so did Russia. A lot of uncertainty. How might this affect the economy? How might this affect comic books? There's a writer who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Kiyosaki. And I saw him put out some information about this. And I don't know if you noticed in the war, but they're bombing Qatar and Saudi Arabia, which is across, is it the Red Sea? No, what's that sea north of the Saudi Arabia Peninsula between Iran and the peninsula? But that's a big waterway for oil to transfer around the world. So normally in a war or escalation, you're going to see uncertainty in the stock market. You're going to see uncertainty with buying and selling and shipping, and stocks might drop on speculation that they might drop, and you might have shortages, specifically with gas. We might see gas go up in value, which is going to increase the cost of everything, which is a form of inflation if everything goes up. So there is a way to hedge your bets for most macro investors in this environment of potential inflation and potential uncertainty, potential problems with the stock market. And that is to invest in hard assets, real estate, gold, silver, antiques, collectibles. Different countries around the world might be affected differently, but if you're a billionaire in Saudi Arabia and you want to throw some money out of the stock market and into collectibles, you jump on Heritage and drop 2 or 3 million, and Heritage just holds the books for you. And there's other comic book collecting companies that will hold the books for you. So you drop a couple million, that's like one person. Let's say there's 100 people around that whole area that wants to take their money out of whatever markets they're in or whatever investment that they're in that might lose money, and they want to put it into collectibles. You just buy a bunch of expensive comic books online, especially because there's a lot of rumors that the collectible market is going up. There's a lot of indications that's showing it's going up across the board. Cards, there's people talking about TikTok shops are going to blow up, and whatnot shops, live shopping is going to blow up. And there's a lot of people talking about the collectibles market is just going to increase more. So there's a lot more confidence in assets. Gold, silver, houses. I wouldn't say cars, those are a depreciable asset, but you might see this massive influx of cash going to these auction houses where you don't have to ship the book overseas. You just buy it and then they just store it for you, and then they hold it for you, and then a year later you just turn around and sell it on there. And it's also a great way to launder money. So if you are a cartel, you are wanting to hide $2 or $3 million and clean the money, you just throw it into a collectible, and then when you turn around and sell it, everything gets reported, and now you have clean money. So there's a lot of things going on in the worldwide market that us little investors might not be aware of. But just to point this out, buying assets in a time of uncertainty where inflation might go up, oil prices might go up, which is going to make everything go more expensive, this might be a good time to invest in assets. Is it Warren Buffett who said, what's that saying where, if, the people who are afraid get out and the people who are brave get in when prices are dropping or something? I forget it, but that's what I followed this last couple of years. Everybody was panicking and selling, and I was buying like crazy. And now we're starting to see a lot of the bigger chip books go up. But we're also seeing some lower sales. If you just watched Automatic Comics video on the Heritage sell and why some big books might have sold lower, and I had my thoughts on why some of those big books might have sold lower on Heritage. I think a lot of people are realizing there was 5 huge auctions going on this week, big name books, all at once. There's only so many eyes. There's only so much time in the day that someone with a bunch of money can watch all of them. And if you want to spend your $2 million, you might have already spent it before this Heritage one came up. Not to mention with Heritage, you got to pay tax, and a lot of these other auction sites, you don't pay tax. So I think the serious investors, they're looking for private sales. The ones overseas are doing things all electronically because it might help clean the money, and it's quick and easy, and you don't have to have a middleman be a broker for you or anything like that. So anyways, I just thought that, can you consider comics an asset? Very, very speculative asset. I wouldn't say it's automatically an asset. Is it going to go up in value quickly? I wouldn't say that, but we might see more and more money poured into comic books. It was already going into comic books. The economy was looking better. We were starting to see it upturn. Over this last year, a lot of the YouTube video sites are showing prices going up. We're seeing a lot of the graphs on GPA. I'm going to do it backwards so you can see it. They went up for 2021 and they came down, 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 and now they're going back up. A lot of the big, if they're still going down, then that might not be a bottom yet, but a lot of the bigger blue chips are going up. I got Doritos all over my... So anyways, I would think that it's a good time to invest in assets if there's a worry about inflation on the horizon. Some people are scared, might hoard cash. I think the rich are going to be investing in assets they think are going to appreciate, while inflation is going to make everything harder for people that rent, because their rents are going to go up. People that buy gas, groceries is going to go up. So if you're living month to month, you don't own a house, your life's going to get hard. If you own assets, your mortgage payment doesn't go up during this time frame. And that is one way to hedge your bets against inflation, is to buy a house. And I know that's easier said than done for many people, but there's two different people on this video. There's those who are hedging their bets in assets, and they're not going to be affected by inflation as much as other people. It's just something interesting, and apply that how you might. And I'm going to think that we're going to see even faster movement poured into comic books. That's my guess for the rest of 2026 with all this uncertainty. It's a good way to get money out of countries. If you're in Iran, I know they don't have internet, but somebody must have internet, and you want to get your cash out of Iran quickly, go buy $2 million worth of comic books online overseas, $2 million worth of diamonds. Maybe comic books, the whole process and legality of it is easier than things like gold or diamonds. Maybe there's more federal paperwork that has to happen with those, but art is big and expensive, whereas comic books are small and you can put them in a briefcase and take them overseas. So, they could easily buy the comic books here, fly over here, put them in a suitcase, and take $3 million worth of comic books back to them overseas. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and just interesting to be aware of that. Anyways, I want to say happy hunting. It's a little scary what's going on, so stay safe, guys. Take care.